Like how we were talking about, like, oh, these people think that these people are crazy, but they're just thinking differently. Like, maybe they're, like, only because, like, they're conditioned to think, like, oh, society this, blah, 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 we're fine this, but, like, and, oh, you think this way, and it's just a little bit different than how a normal person thinks, and so that person's crazy. Like, that person belongs in a nut house. Remember how we were talking about that? While I was along the river, even, like, while Jared was sitting right there, or actually, he had just left, doesn't matter, because the whole time I was just in my own head anyway, but I was, like, you know, I was doing this whole thing where, like, I'm feeling the trees, I'm having all these thoughts that I have, and I had this thought, like, back in, like, junior high, high school, but it was more of a joke. Like, I would tell my parents, like, one day I'll end up in a nut house, blah, blah, blah. But, like, I was genuine, like, when I was thinking it here by the river, I'm like, normal fucking people are going to think I'm crazy.
Yeah,
like,
no, I completely agree.
The thoughts that I'm having right now with, like, nature and how it always provides for me and how it's sensual to the touch, like, I don't even need a woman, like, fucking, like, I understand why people go mute, or, like, why monks choose to, like, not speak. Like, it's all with this nature thing. Like, I totally get it now. If I ever, like, brought this up to anybody, fucking, they're gonna think I'm crazy. And I'm also thinking about, like, how lonely I am and all that, and I'm just thinking, like, I'm like, flashing forward in my head. I'm like, you know, I'm so lonely now, and I'm having all these thoughts.
20 lonelier later.
Yeah, 20 years from now, I'm gonna be that much more lonely. And I'm going to just keep on having these thoughts, and they're going to actually drive me fucking insane. I'm going to be that person in the nut house always talking to himself, like, or I'm going to be, like, homeless, and I'm going to be that guy, like, screaming out to the heavens, fucking, like, fuck you, shut up, and it's like, you know, people, like, look at those kind of people like, oh, shit, that guy's crazy, stay away from him, but maybe he's talking to nature, like I was by the river, because at one point, I did say shut up out loud, like, you know, jokingly, because, like, I was trying to have these thoughts, and then I had this thought, like, you know, telepathic with nature, and I'm like, oh, shut up for a second. And I, like, if anybody heard me right now, and then that's what spirals into those thoughts, like, man, I'm going to end up in a nut house. Not because I'm actually insane, or maybe I will be, but it's only because I've thought actually, like, I've just thought against normal thinking for so long that I'm driven insane. That would be anything.
You would have been considered insane from societal's
standards.
That's the funny thing. That's the funny thing too. In 1984, they always said that the people that went against the government were crazy, or they had issues. It's funny to me how this Vegas shooting happened, and I guess the guy didn't have a motive. I mean, I make a joke like, yeah, it was country music.
Yeah.
He's like, shut the fuck up, country sucks. But the Vegas thing happened, and he doesn't have a motive. I guess he was a rich white guy, and everybody, they didn't want to politicize it. Like, if there's anything else, they go, oh yeah, terrorism, terrorism, terrorism. Because this guy had money, he was white, he didn't have a motive, and he didn't have a mental illness. They're like, do we always have to talk about the tragedy right now? I'm like, that's not my thinking. I saw it on YouTube, like, holy fuck, they're right. But, like, because he didn't have a mental illness, they don't know how to spin it. And the thing is like, if I ever fucking go and do something terrorist-like, or even if I just kill myself, they're going to go, oh, well, he had a history of mental illness, because back in fucking junior high to senior year of high school, I took antidepressants.
Oh.
They're going to dig in my background and go, oh, well, his dad's a fucking lunatic, and his mom's fucking whatever. Like, she's passive-aggressive, I don't know. Like, he has his family has a history of this and this. Like, oh, okay, so my statement on my stamp on the world doesn't have, like, my ink is diluted on that stamp because of the shit that my family did. So because my family thinks like this, or because my dad goes on rants on Facebook like a fucking idiot, that automatically means that I'm a stupid ass too.
Right, like they just associate you with all that shit.
But that's fucking bullshit. Because, like, I mean, yeah, and it sucks, too, because I'll fully admit that I think a lot like him, but I stopped going on stupid fucking rants on Facebook a long time ago. Because, like, you can just see the anger and the rage, and it's like, I mean, I'm not one of those guys who goes, okie doke, and it is what it is.
Right.
But I understand that going on Facebook and ranting about it isn't going to do shit, except get people that don't fucking agree with me to argue with me, and nothing's going to change.
And in the same vein of Anthony Jeselnik's thoughts and prayers, it's almost just like, don't forget about me. I have opinions too. Like, it just seems very attention whory. That's why I hate social media so much.
You're absolutely right. And dude, I honestly don't post on there anymore unless I'm like being a dick or I'm
memes.
Memes are mostly being a dick, or promoting my music. Okay,
yeah. So pretty more, I don't know, honorable things. Another thing that I guess I couldn't really put off in like snippets, like, oh, this is when I was thinking about this is what I was thinking about that, like I did the rest of the story. There were so many moments, and like the moral of my mushroom trip was that I don't know anything. Like, everybody...
That is a very... Yes.
Everybody has their own opinions, and no matter how much you can relate to another person, no matter how close you are to another person, you are not that person. You're not in their head. You're not in their spirit. You don't know their motives. They could say it out loud.
Their background or environment.
Exactly.
You don't know why they think that.
Shit, they don't know that. Like, so how the fuck would you? Like, that's why I kind of hate therapists. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to put all these strings together. And like, yeah, maybe some of those connect. But the fact that you're just basing it all on assumption and you do it all matter-of-factly, like, I don't know anything about this world. It's so mysterious. It goes against logic in so many ways. Bees, for example, oh, they're too heavy. Like, they are not supposed to be able to fly. Well, they fucking do.
Wait,
like,
bees? They're heavy?
Yeah, like, apparently, like, they may have disproved this by now, but, like, I remember being back in school, like, there was this thing where it's like, bumblebees are too heavy and their wings are too thin and small for them to be able to fly. But fuck it, the bumblebee flies. Defies all logic of science. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like, I don't, kind of going along with the respect for religion. Yeah, I think it's all brainwashing. Yeah, I think it's spun out of control. But for all I know, maybe one of these religions are actually right. I don't fucking know that. I don't know if science is right. I don't know if it's all about nature. I can't speak for a single other person than myself. All I fucking know is this consciousness right here. Me and Jared talked about that a lot. Like, you are you, I'm me, I'm going to think how I think. I don't know how you think, even when you say it. Like, I don't know if you're, lying or whatnot. Like, I don't know anything. And I'm perfectly okay with that, because as much as I am that kind of person, and Jared's the same way, you might be too, like I love learning just for learning's sake. Like, I am so fucking curious of a human being. Like, even
as long as it's interesting, yeah.
Dude, it doesn't even have to be interesting for me. Like, I'm just so curious.
Well, I'm just saying that I'll remember it if it's interesting.
Right. Oh, yeah, definitely true. But, like, I want to know everything, even the most menial bullshit. Like, oh, why did that guy walk up the stairs over there? I don't think that goes to anything. What's he doing? What's his life like? Like, why did he go up the stairs? Like, I want to know everything. I want to be omnipotent. But at the same time, and it didn't take this mushroom trip to take this. I've always kind of known this, but mushroom trip amplified that like it does. I love the mysteries of the world so much. There's so much poetic beauty in something that you just don't know, and maybe, in some cases, most likely, you will never know. And that's beautiful to me. Like, for example, Jared, like I've told you, keeps on going on and on, like trying to get me into music, trying to teach me music. Like, oh, dude, look at the circle of fifths. Here's this. Fucking here's a guitar. Like, what I teach you on guitar, you could apply to all instruments and music in general. And I'm over here like, dude, I don't get it. Like, I 100%...
You have to have an aha moment.
Yeah, I 100% believe that anyone can learn anything so long as they have the will to do it. It's not until you moved in that I realized I don't have a will for music. Like, I like writing, but maybe that's a will for something else, and I'm like trying to divert it into music. But I don't understand music, and I don't have a will to learn it. And it wasn't until I got on the mushroom trip, and I brought this up later, because it was at the very end of our trip. Like, by now, we're home. He's completely come down, and I'm still a little bit on shrooms. Like, the high is still a little bit there. And we put on Lord's new album. because I didn't know. Well, I put on Lord's new album. I didn't know that she had a new album, and so by this time I had researched it, found out like what it was about. Like, oh, this is the theme of the album, blah blah blah. I put it on. So we watched Rango when we were on shrooms.
Yes.
And that movie was so fucking hilarious.
Yes.
Probably because it was on shrooms.
Yep.
I'm listening to this album and I'm like, oh my god, music on shrooms is divine. Like, I'm listening to every song going, this is a fucking masterpiece. Like, every single song, I'm like hearing the notes, I'm hearing the tones, just hearing it in a way that I guess people like you and Jared like hear sober, but me, I'm like, oh my fucking Christ.
It really depends. It takes a lot, I think, for me. I'm desensitized to most shit now.
Like, dude, you seriously have to talk to him about music. Like, I feel like you're both on this level, but he's really gotten into detail talking to me about it. Like, fucking music is like everything to him. It's weird. Well, I'm listening to this Lord album and I'm just like fucking blown away. I'm literally just like sitting on the floor, like right next to my stereo, just against the wall, just like, dude, I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. We have the fucking door wide open because I'm doing laundry of all the fucking shit that I, just got all dirty and stuff. I even threw away my Vans that I had. Like, when we got at the end of the trail in the parking lot, I found a trash can and was like, well, never going to use these Vans again. They're all fucked up. And, washed the rest, and I'm sitting there in the cold ass like 40-degree weather of our house, totally fine though, only because I'm high, just sitting there zoned out on this album. And he comes around with his guitar and we're talking music again, and I have that epiphany. I realize, like, dude, I think it's not so much that because all this up until now, I've told them I don't get it. I think people just have their strengths and weaknesses as far, at birth, genetics, if you will. They're predisposed to certain strengths and weaknesses. Like, yes, I think anyone can learn anything, but they've got to have the will to do it. Some people, they are better, they catch on to things quicker than other people. They don't with certain people. Me, I just do not get music. I've always told them that I just don't understand notes and fucking the math behind it all, and just every fucking time he talks, and I even brought this up one time, like every fucking time he starts talking about music, it's like a Peanuts cartoon where it's like, mah, 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 mah. I literally don't understand a single fucking word you're saying right now. And it wasn't until I had that epiphany that I realized, like, dude, it's not that I can't understand it or that I don't think I could learn it. It's that on some deep subconscious emotional level that I'm just now realizing I don't want to. Music is a mystery to me.
You want to keep it that way, huh?
Yes. And there's very, very, very few things in which I'm okay with things being a mystery because of my logician personality type and how I want to know literally everything, even the most menial bullshit. So the fact that music's a mystery to me and I want to keep it that way, that's why I enjoy the music. And yes, probably I'm brainwashed and I'm easily manipulated. Like, oh, here's the 4 chords of pop. He's always bringing that up. Oh, this song's just the 4 chords of pop. And it'll ruin it for me. Like, every time he says that, I'm like, fuck, now I don't like this song. Thanks.
Like, he sounds like me with Christina, because I always have to point shit out. Like, she might enjoy something, but I have to ruin it by, like, when we first got to the tattoo shop standing outside, I was ruining it by being in my negative self. Just pointing out, like, oh yeah, thanks. This is Alex, the fucking Melanie Martinez concert all over again. We're surrounded by millennials with teeny boppers and blah 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 blah. And then she got mad at me. Well, you're ruining this shit for me. I'm like, all right, yeah. She's like, fuck you. I'll get a tattoo without you. I was like, okay, yeah, well, you're going to. So, but yeah. So Jared going the 4 chords of pop thing sounds a lot like me, but with music. And, like, he probably knows way more about music than I do. Like, if he wants to, like, explore and, like, make everything fucking amazing, that's great. But I do like the mysteries of it, too. Like, that's why I can't make beats as well.
Yeah, and he'll, like, quickly turn around. Like, he's not trying to be negative. He's just pointing it out. He finds so much happiness and thrill out of just analyzing music. That's why he brought his guitar down with that Lord.
I still want to work with him like really bad.
He brought his guitar down not just to like, you know, once again try to get me into music, but he's also like, he has a real good time just trying to like, oh, you know, I wonder what note this song is in, like, and he'll just sit there like trying to find the root note, trying to find the melody, and he'll look at me with this fucking big old grin on his face like, that's it, dude, I figured it out. And like, it's a puzzle to him, and I respect that, but to me, it's like, cool. Keep that to yourself, because you're about to ruin this album for me. And this album is like, you know, while I'm here on shrooms, probably my favorite album ever. This is fucking blowing my mind. So
Yeah,
if you tell
everything,
me,
everything would be.
if you tell me one more time that this note is just simply B and G, I'm gonna fucking punch you. Like, I don't care how simple it is. And he's telling me like, you know, that's why most music is boring to me, because it's just 2 notes or it's just 4 chords of pop. It's just repeated patterns. And it's like, dude, I don't know what the 4 chords of pops are. Like, I've seen the videos, I've seen it explained, but I don't have an ear for it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know anything. And I want to keep it that way. Let me be manipulated, God damn it. Now put on Lil Wayne.
I have to go back now, because you're saying that I don't know anything. And just to sum this up, with the whole thing, it's just like, yeah, I've learned to let my ego go. And there's sometimes where I get trapped in it, but that's when people are being stupid around me.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but the thing, like, people, it's a childish thing to have an ego. Like, your parents go, oh, God exists, God exists, God exists, God exists, God exists, God exists. Then me, being me, I go, Avery, God isn't real, 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 God isn't real. So at school, some girl goes, what the fuck was it? Some little girl in her class goes, oh, well, maybe she sneezed. I'm going to use that as an example. Mm-hmm. So Avery sneezed, and the little girl was taught to say, God bless you. Instead of Avery going, thank you, she went, God isn't real. And the girl went, you better take that back or you're going to hell. And Avery said, no, I'm not, because God doesn't exist. And then she goes, this is being a little kid logic. Right. She goes, you better believe in God or he's going to kill you. And you're going to go to hell. And Avery just went, yeah, okay. And I went, she told me the story and I was like, dude, you are fucking awesome. Like, I know that I did that by being the atheist guy I am, being the dickhead that I am, which we can get into that at a different point in time where I'm still indoctrinating her with my own thoughts and beliefs instead of giving her her own thing. I just don't want her to, in a way, I'm giving her own religion that God doesn't exist. I just want her to think for herself. That's really all it is. And you can't force that. You gotta, like, inspire her to do it herself. Right. Anyway, so she does that shit, but that's ego. Like, little kids have egos because my parents said this, so it's dogma. Right. That's 100% true.
My dad can beat up your dad.
Yeah, so when you finally realize to let go of your ego and go, I don't know anything. I only know what I've learned as fact, or I know these things that I've been told. Like, there aren't very many facts in your life or my life. My fact, my dad is an alcoholic. My mom is a passive-aggressive douche. My stepdad doesn't talk very much, and I don't like him. These are all facts, at least to me. They're my truth. But, and the thing is like, there's your truth, my truth, and then there's the truth. Yeah, exactly. And you want to, I don't know what the fuck they're called, a Venn diagram where it has the 3 circles, or the 2 circles and some, they kind of intertwine. Oh, yeah. Is that a Venn diagram? Yeah. I think so. So, like, my truth, your truth, and they're going to coincide with certain things. Not everything. So, like, that's authenticity in the middle. But
or you could say you had 3 circles. Here's your truth. Here's my truth. Here's where we sort of think alike. And then here's the truth. And then, like, it's a 3-way Venn diagram.
Okay, yeah. So we can say my truth, your truth, our truth, and then the truth. Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. But, yeah, so, I mean, people just have to let go of their egos, and a lot of people don't. They grow up believing in fucking they trade Santa Claus for Jesus Christ. But letting go of the ego is one of the best things you can do. And yeah, I still have one. I don't remember what day it was. But people policing each other, this fucking Snapchat bullshit. Dude at work constantly wanting to put me on Snapchat. It pisses me off. It makes, like, my ego fucking turns on, and he got a recording of me, which doesn't matter because Snapchat goes away in a couple hours.
Right.
But I was like, everybody watching this guy's Snapchat because he was recording me. Shut up, bitch! Everybody watching his Snapchat video, it was me in a fucking hole in a doorway going, everybody watching this dumbass's fucking Snapchat is a dumbass. All you dumb fucks sit on your phone all the time, and they create apps to keep you looking down and distracted, and you think it's cool, and you're fucking idiots. Mm-hmm. And I walked the fuck off. And then he said, oh, he's just fat, he's just mad because he can't see his feet. Made some stereotypical, not even original fat joke, and I popped back in and went, you're a fucking retard. And I walked the fuck off. Okay. And, yeah, I mean, I gave in to him, but at the same point, I made a point, and you know what? At the same point, everybody's going to go, fuck him, it's just funny because he's fat. They're going to chalk it up to some stupid, basic, I'm retarded bullshit. And the funny thing is this dumb fuck goes, I'm woke. I'm like, dude, you're not woke. You're constantly on your phone. He goes, that's why you're learning information. Like, what am I supposed to do? Read a book? I'm like, yeah, read a fucking book, you idiot. You don't even have to read a book about shit that... Like, non-fiction is boring as fuck. You can read a book that's fiction and be more woke than finding information on your phone.
Right.
I'm gonna leave it at that, though.
Yeah, I'm so woke, fucking... Yeah, I can't even speak proper grammar.
No, yeah, he fucking... Well, that's what they say. They say woke AF, woke as fuck.
That shit's a fire, dude.
But yeah, to summarize, yeah, look at this shit. 2 hours and 44 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
It's all good. I'm gonna break it up.
That shit's fire.
I'm gonna fire AF, fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji. But I'm gonna break this shit up in like half an hour or so and make a little Crackin' AIDS episode 1. Maybe we'll just call the fucking podcast that Crackin' AIDS.
Crackin' AIDS
episode.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I gotta piss like a pregnant racehorse.
Do racehorses get pregnant?
No, I think they're all dudes.
They're supposed to be bred. They're supposed to be purebred. Like, you know, fucking Mr. What's his name's? Mr. Pewterschmidt's dog wasn't supposed to get pregnant either.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm pretty... I mean, I don't quote